I had a 25-year career in retail management, the highest paid assistant manager for my company in Amarillo, and on the fast track to becoming a manager. My wife and kids and I were part of a middle-income, middle-class America, and I walked away from all of that. 2 years ago, drinking made more sense than going to work and providing for my wife and kids. I quit my job. I quit my family. I was an alcoholic, a deadbeat dad, a man falling off a cliff, and as I was falling, I would drink more and more every day. I lived with my parents for 4 months, my sister for 3, working some of the time, but drinking most of the time. After a half-hearted attempt to reconcile with my family, I found myself 42 years old and homeless. Homeless in Amarillo, Texas, with 2 plastic bags holding a couple of days' worth of t-shirts, jeans, and underwear. While at the Salvation Army, someone on the staff told me, "You know, you don't belong here. You're just like me a couple of years ago. Homeless, alcoholic, legal problems, but like me, maybe you deserve another chance in life." The guy gave me an address and more or less sent me on my way. I walked up to Another Chance House, knocked, and Sandy Finberg opened the door.
When a man walks through the door at Another Chance House, he has got to be willing to make a big change in his life. From day one, our priority is sobriety, employment, and taking care of legal issues. Our average client stays here from 6 months to a year. Most of our guys do not fit what the public's image is of a homeless man.
I never expected to be homeless growing up, and I was never homeless until the age of, I was probably 36 or 37. It was the first time I became homeless. I come from a decent family. I went to parochial school for 12 years. I graduated from the University of Missouri with a Bachelor of Arts degree in psychology. And when I was 37, found myself without a job, without any money, without any resources, and homeless. I didn't know how to handle that, and it's been a frustrating couple of years working my way out of that mess. Probably what brought me to homelessness was a combination of bipolar disorder, which is a mental illness, and alcoholism. When I came to Another Chance House 4 months ago, I didn't have a job, I didn't have a place to live, I didn't have any friends, and I didn't have any hope. Today, I feel like a different person. I have a nice place to live, I pay rent, I have a vehicle to drive, I have a job, and there's stability in my life, but most importantly, I have hope. I've been sober, clean and sober, 6.5 months. And Another Chance House has facilitated that for me. They gave me the tools to make sobriety happen, to make it something feasible, something I can live with and be sober and be happy. What seemed insurmountable before now seems possible in terms of putting my life back together. And Another Chance House has facilitated that for me. They gave me the tools. I wanted to get clean and sober, but was not able to do it on my own, and probably would not have been able to without the support, the help, and even love, and also camaraderie of my fellow guys at Another Chance House.
Another Chance House is about recovery. Our men come to us as alcoholics, drug abusers, have lost their families, have lost their jobs. These men are fathers, sons, brothers, and husbands.
I'm from Wichita, Kansas. I'm married. I'm a crack cocaine addict. My wife and I have been struggling with alcohol and crack cocaine addiction for quite some time now. About 3 years ago, we had cleaned up and both of us had some time clean, and then we made a mistake and opened that door again. And that went on for some time and it got really bad. My wife, the church and her family helped her come to Amarillo, where she stayed at a women's shelter. I stayed in Wichita, Kansas, and my addiction just got worse. Eventually, I stopped going to work, and with no money, I ended up doing whatever it took to get my drugs. The one and only smart thing I did was stay in contact with my wife. That's how I found out about Another Chance House. A bus ride to Amarillo changed my life. Here at Another Chance House, we make a commitment to stay clean and sober. We are required to go to AA and NA meetings, work a program, get a sponsor, do the 12 steps, and it helps out a lot. When you are sincere about getting clean and sober, you do everything you can to stay clean and sober.
At Another Chance House, most of our clients have never had any type of structure in their lives. In fact, I've been told by some they feel like they are in a boot camp. That's okay. It's not a bed and breakfast for the lazy. This place is about building their self-esteem, staying clean and sober, and becoming productive members of society.
When I came to Another Chance House, the main reason that I came here was because I needed some structure in my life. I'm 53 years old and I've been struggling with alcohol and drug abuse for many years. I'm the only one that didn't realize I had a problem. I'm what a lot of people call a functioning addict. You know, I've always maintained a job. I've been able to take care of most of my bills and all the problems, you know, that other people face every day, but I also compiled all those problems with drug and alcohol use. So one of the things that really brought me to Another Chance House was I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. I needed something to help me. I didn't know what that was. You know, I had looked for a lot of different places, you know, and I just knew that I couldn't drink and use any longer, and I needed something in my life to help me get past that. One of the problems that we go through as an addict or an alcoholic is that all the people around us, we constantly tend to manipulate them and fool them. So it's always better if you put yourself in a position of where you're around other people who can call you on your bull. They know exactly what you're doing. So it gives you a little bit of an accountability. One of the things too that this provides is a safe, sober place for me. I know that when I come home here, I'm not going to be around other people that are drinking or using, and that this is a place where I'm always safe to come to. And so whenever somebody comes into Another Chance House now, you know, and I help, you know, interview them and help them to get settled in, the first thing I tell them is, you know, you're in a safe place. This is a place where you can just be you. You don't have to be anything else.
I started using drugs about 7 years ago. I was living in Nashville, trying to go to school, raise a family, my wife and 3 kids, and work, trying to support them financially, and I started using methamphetamines. Originally just for the energy. I was constantly exhausted. Just raising a family alone is enough to wear you down, but on school and on top of it, it was really just an energy thing. It helped me stay awake late and study, wake up early, and I never really had too much of a problem keeping up with my responsibilities while I was using methamphetamines. Then someone introduced me to heroin, and that's when the downfall started. Heroin, for the first 2 weeks, you know, you get high when you shoot heroin. After that, it's really just chasing, you know, a sense of state of normalcy that, you know, is unreachable. And along with the heroin use, I developed a tremendous amount of shame and guilt for not being the dad that I wanted to be for my family. And I think that's where I really started to realize that I couldn't live like this. After all the failed attempts in Nashville, the 28-day programs and the halfway houses with no success, I decided to come to Amarillo, where my aunt was involved in a program, and she recommended it to me, so I came here. Spent a year there with, again, just not getting what I needed. I left there and used again. While I was there, someone mentioned Another Chance House. So I decided after I left there to come over here, and it took me 4 interviews before they said come on, and gave me I consider my new chance at life. From the moment I met Sandy Fenberg, I got an immediate feel of her concern for the people in recovery here, the guys in recovery here. She has a very genuine, heartfelt, motherly concern for everybody here. And with Sandy, that does have its price. You have to have a job within 10 days. You've got weekly, daily chores. AA meetings, we have meetings here at the house, ones that you're required to attend outside of the home. Before I leave here in the morning, whether it be I'm heading to work, which I'm doing remodeling right now, or going to school at AC, my daily responsibility here at the house is the dorm, which is where we're at now. That entails everything from spotless floors to cleaning the baseboards, dusting the blinds, and most importantly are the beds. They have to be made military style, 45-degree corners, and although Sandy has never come in and bounced a quarter off the beds, I'm not taking any chances.
The cost to run Another Chance House is about $16,000 a month. The operating expenses include all utilities, supplies, food, transportation, repairs on 12 properties. We are able to get about 3 grants a year, which cover 1/2 of these expenses. Getting the other half provides a month-to-month and sometimes a week-to-week uncertainty. Financial support from our community is the only way that Another Chance House will survive. Each one of our men, each one with their own story, truly deserves another chance.
I have a full-time job, I take care of my mother, and I'm a single parent raising my daughter. I'm also an alcoholic and a crack cocaine addict. Drugs and alcohol have been a part of my life for 34 years. I've been able to function fairly normally when I was at work or with my family, but I saved the highs for when I was by myself. Last year, my addiction finally took such a hold on me that I knew I was going to lose my job, my family, everything. I found out about Another Chance House when I was in rehab. I've been here 3 months now and have found it to be much more than just a safe, drug-free place for me to be when I'm not at work or spending time with my family. I use this place. I use it to get healthy again and to get back on track. There's a true fellowship among the men here. It's a diverse group. We've got homeless, we've got veterans that don't adjust well, we've got addicts and alcoholics, all races, all ages. But there's a common denominator here, and that's giving a man a sense of self-worth, some pride, and the ability to go out and handle life for himself. You make good friends here. You make strong ties. We rejoice when someone succeeds. And we pick up people who don't succeed and we give them a chance to try again. This isn't Last Chance House. This isn't Only Chance House. This is Another Chance House.